Hello, everyone. Welcome to this grading assessment training. My name is Kevin Lawanto, and I will be leading this training today. And in this training, I am going to talk to you all about on how to create basic assessments in Canvas, such as assignment, discussion, posts, and also quizzes, creating a basic quiz or exam in Canvas. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started in the training. Let me share my screen. So you all should be able to see my screen now. Again, welcome. Just a little bit of housekeeping. If you have any questions, please put it in the chat. You can find the chat and the Zoom control panel just next to the share screen button feature. Also, we should have plenty of time at the end of this training to have a question and answer type of session. But if we don't get to your question, we do have a virtual office hours available all week this week from Monday to Friday from 2 to 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. So please attend to our virtual office hours, hang out with us. You can find the virtual office hours Zoom link in our website, LMS.TAMU.EDU. I'm joined today by my colleague who will be helping me in answering all your questions in the chat. So yeah, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat or wait until the end of the session. So the first thing that I'm going to do right now is if you have access to Canvas, please go ahead and log into your Canvas, because if you want to follow along, we recommend that you actually log in, and so that you can follow along during this training. So you can log in again by going to our website, LMS.TAMU.EDU. On the top right-hand corner, there's a login button where you can log in with your net ID and password. So in the meantime, while you log into Canvas, if you haven't done so, I'm going to talk to you all briefly about our new website. So I'm going to share my website with you. So this is what LMS.TAMU.EDU should look like. In this website, you can learn more on how you can move some of your content from Blackboard to Canvas. We actually don't recommend you import everything to Canvas from your Blackboard, that you actually import some of the content, because it's basically two different LMSs. There are things that works well in Canvas when you copy it, import it, and there are things that doesn't import well into Canvas from Blackboard. There are other things, so if you just want to learn more about Canvas in general, make the move to Canvas as a great resource to learn from. If you wanna learn more about how to use Zoom, maybe in your course, especially in this COVID-19 season, where the majority of the courses need to move online, or you're planning to do a hybrid session in the fall, or etc., and you want to incorporate Zoom to engage more active learning with your students. We recommend that you actually go to the Engaging with Zoom session in the LMS website. Or if you just want to train up, we have a bunch of on-demand trainings available, anything related to Canvas, and also Zoom, and other LTI and other third-party integration tools that we support. And we try to update the on-demand training weekly or as often as we can. So please go to our train up session. Or if you just want to learn about best practices to teach online, we recommend that you actually go to the Keep Teaching. A lot of you are probably familiar with the Keep Teaching website. This is where we put our resources on some of our best practices in teaching you and showing you some of the best way to teach online. And don't forget, go to our training and support section in the website where you can actually learn more about our weekly training schedule. So we try to update this every week. Usually by Thursday or Friday, we are going to update the training schedule for the next week. And we like to try to add 1 or 2 brand new training every week. So please go to training and support section to see what trainings will be available to you all. So let me go back to my PowerPoint again. And training outcomes. By the end of this training, you all should be able to identify best practice for building assessment in Canvas. And we are going to create 3 types of assessment in Canvas. This I will talk briefly about assignment, discussion, and quizzes. And again, this training is for creating a basic types of assignment, discussion, and quizzes. There will be a future training where we're going to talk more in depth about each of these features. So a bit of overview, we recommend that before you attend this training that you actually watch our other trainings such as Canvas orientation, or also creating a course in Canvas. And also, if you haven't done so, if you have access to Canvas, go to our self-paced course, which is called Growing with Canvas. So from this point on, I'm going to talk briefly about creating how you can create your assessment, how you can modify your assessment in Canvas. And I'm going to go back and forth between my PowerPoint and my Canvas account. If I'm going too fast, please put it in the chat. If you have any questions, please also put it in the chat and let me know. So let me go back to Canvas. This is my Canvas site. This is my Canvas course. For this course, after you log in, this is what you should be brought to your dashboard where you can click your course. You can select your course that you want to create your assessment. I'm going to use my sandbox for this training. And when you click your sandbox, you should be seeing your homepage and using the template. So in this training, I will be using the template that was given to me and also into your course. So you should see, if you have access to Canvas, you should see a very identical template. So to create my assignment or to modify my assignment, first I'm going to go to modules. So the modules is where you can find all of your course materials and where your students can also find all their course materials that they will use throughout the semester. They have the course overview, they have the welcome page, they have the week 1 overview and week 2 overview. In the template, the week 1 overview is already created for you that you can just modify it. But in this session, in the previous session, we already covered how you can modify and create your intro to week 1 and intro to welcome modules. In this training, we will focus on this piece of the template, which is how you can modify your assignment, group discussion, and quiz, and also how to create in your assignment, group discussion, and quiz from scratch. So first, I'm going to click my assignment. This is the assignment in my week 1. Like I said earlier, there's already a template that you can modify for your week 1 module. So to modify this, all you need to do is just click edit. And you will be brought to, if you have attended our previous training in creating a course, you should be familiar with the rich content editor. The rich content editor is a feature in Canvas where it allows you to add your content. If you want to add, for example, images, audio, or media, or document, this is a place where Canvas allows you to modify your content materials. You can also create tables, and also there are third-party tools that you can use, such as math equations and Google Apps, or chemistry formula or math type virus that you can use to incorporate your assessment in Canvas. So to modify this, all you need to do is just change the individual assignment's title to maybe at week 1 in here, and then added the assignment overview and the guidelines and technical support if you have any information. You definitely don't have to follow this template. If there's information that you don't need, such as technical support, you can delete this section. If you don't, just block all of this information and click delete from your keyboard. After you do that, you go to your points and update the points. I'm going to put this as 20 points, and I currently don't have assignment groups created. That will be different training that where you can learn more about how to create assignment groups. I'm going to leave my points as points, display grid as points. I'm not going to change this. And submission type. When you click this, there are 4 different types of submissions that you can use that are available to you. One is no submissions, if you don't want them to submit anything. The most frequent one is online, which is the type of submissions that I use in this assignment. On paper, if you're teaching a face-to-face course and ask the student to submit the assignment in the classroom, you can just click on paper. The same thing with no submissions. If you don't have to change the submission type if you don't want to. But that means that when grading, if you want to use the Canvas gradebook, you have to grade this manually and upload the grades, student grades manually. There are also external tools available, such as if you want to enable Turnitin by clicking this Find button. These are all of the external tools that are available for you right now, currently. So feel free to browse those. But for this training, I'm going to use online, which is the most frequent type of submission that faculty will use. So in the online entry options, there are 4 different options that you can choose from, whether you allow your students to actually type their answers directly in Canvas, which is text entry. When they open the assignment, they're able to type their answers directly in Canvas. There's also website URL features. If you require your students to upload, maybe send a YouTube link, you might want to enable, or send a link from a journal page or something, or their own website. You might want to click website URL where students can upload their URL. Even though you don't enable this in the text entry, they should also be able to upload and send you the website links in the text entry. So either way will work. Media recordings, if you want your students to record media, videos directly in Canvas, you might, or upload media, you might want to enable media recordings. In the text entry, they should also be able to record their own video directly in Canvas using the rich content editors. Just the media recordings is a feature if you require them to upload the media, I guess. File uploads is also the most common online entry options that faculty use, is that you require your students to upload some kind of like a Word document or PDFs of their assignment. Check this file uploads button. And you can also restrict upload file media types if you want. So for example, if you're only accepting .doc document, Microsoft Word document, or PDFs, because and some of your students use Mac, such as Pages, you cannot open Pages in your computer. So you might want to restrict upload file types to doc only, doc only, or .x. So, but for this one, I'm not going to restrict upload file types. Plagiarism review is basically Turnitin. If you want to enable that, there will be a separate training where we will show you how to use Turnitin in Canvas. So that will be a separate training. Group assignments, if you plan to create the group assignments for this assignment, feel free to check that. And then there'll also be a separate training where we'll talk more about how to create your group assignments or group discussions, and also use the peer reviews for collaborations for your students. So you can learn more, definitely learn more about this from Canvas community, and also from our self-paced course in Growing with Canvas. But there will be a separate training in the near future where we'll talk more about this feature. Assign to, if you want to assign it to everyone or to only certain students, feel free to change this to whoever you like, and put a due date. Best practice, always put a due date, because so that students will see it in their to-do list and also in their calendar. Whenever you have a due date, that always display in the dashboard, so that they always have that reminder. And also they'll receive an email in their notifications if they enable notifications. If they don't disable notifications, that for their upcoming, that they'll receive notifications for their upcoming due dates, assignment due date. So available from and until, we'll talk more about this in quizzes, because I've seen that majority of faculty actually use the available from and until the settings, these features, when in exams or quizzes. You can make your quizzes or exams available on a certain time and certain dates, and until a certain time and certain date. So if you want to add more students, some of your students have disability, and you want to give them extra time to submit the assignment, like different time, different dates, click the plus add sign and then just assign it to that student. I'm going to assign it to Brian Baldwin, for example. And click save after you're done making the changes. I don't want to make any changes in this training, just because I'm going to use this template as my training. So when you're done, just click save, or click save publish, because I already published this module. You're not going to see the click save and publish. But when you're creating just a draft, you're not ready for your students to see it, click save. Save and publish means that your student will be able to see it as long as you publish the module. I'm going to click cancel for now. And then I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint and see what next. Rich content editor, I did talk about this, and also talk about assignment best practices. one thing that I forgot to mention is that put a rubric on as a best practice. Attach a Canvas rubric to your assignments, so that it's going to make your assignments more clear to the students. That your expectation is clear to the students on. Also, your students can know what to expect and how to get an A. Know how to get an A in your course. So we do have an activity. I'm going to launch a poll, and then just let me know when you're done doing the activity, which is if you want to try to modify your assignment, or also modify your assignment from the template that we gave you. I'm going to launch a poll and pause, and we'll continue in a little bit. Thank you all for participating. I'm going to continue with my training. So the next thing that I want to discuss with you today is how to modify or create your discussion. So I'm going to go to my course again in Canvas. I'm going to click modules, and under modules, you will see that the second assessment types that we will cover in this training is how to create your discussion. So by clicking that discussion, you'll see that you already have a template already created again for you. To edit this page, it's also very easy. All you need to do is just click edit. And then in the rich content editor, I'm going to resize my rich content editor, and you can change the title, and then you can change the prompt, you can change the guidelines. If you don't need the technical support, you can delete this section or delete any sections or modify any sections that you don't want. You can attach a document here if you want. Allow threaded replies. There's also several different options. One of them is allow threaded replies if you want your students to reply in a consistent vertical layout, like threaded replies in a thread as a thread. One thing that we also recommend is that you also enable the user must post before seeing replies. So that will promote genuine answers from the students, so that they don't look at the answers from the other students and just copy and paste it and modify and change some of the wording. It actually promotes genuine answers, brand new answers from the students, genuine thoughts from the students. So if they don't post anything, they're not going to be able to see anything. Enable podcast feed if you want. If you use podcasts, if you can make discussion board as graded, and you just like social media, you can allow liking in the discussion board. If you plan to make this as a group discussion, you can enable this feature, group discussion. Again, we will talk about how to create group discussion, group assignment in different training. Please look at our LMS.TAMU.EDU website to learn more when we will talk more about group collaborations presentation. If you're making this into a graded discussion, all you need to just put points, and I'm going to display grade as points. In this discussion, you can also change it to percentage or complete or incomplete, letter grade or GPA scales. The most common one is points. There will be a separate training again where we will discuss on how you can create your assignment groups. But for this one, I'm gonna put mine as assignment group discussions. Some of the assignments groups already been created actually for you in this template. So feel free to browse the appropriate one. If you are requiring peer reviews, you can click more on this peer reviews, or where you can assign peer reviews manually or automatically. I'm not going to require peer reviews. And lastly, assign assign to. Like I said in the assignment training a few minutes ago, you can assign this to everyone or only certain students. You can always put a due date. It's always a best practice so that students get a reminder when the discussion, when they actually have to submit their answers to your discussion, to the discussion board. And when you're done, click save or cancel. So again, for this training, I'm not going to click save just because I need to use this template. Actually, I can click save. I'm going to click save because I didn't modify anything. And we will talk more about, this is the section where the students can actually submit their replies. All they need to do is just click this reply and post a reply. Again, they will also see their rich content editor where they can attach a file, upload the document from either here or from here. So either way, they can upload image or record their own media in the discussion if they want, and then post a reply. So, and we will talk more in the future training on how, if you want to incorporate rubrics. Of course, different from the assignments. You don't see the rubric on the bottom because the rubric is available in this section. When you click this triple dotted vertical line, the rubric is available in here. We'll talk more about this feature in the future training, how to create your rubrics. But that is in short on how you can create or you can modify your your discussion page. So one thing that I forgot to mention is how to create your assignments and discussion page from scratch, or what is the best way to modify how to create your assignments for your following week, or your discussion for week 2 or week 3, for example. Again, it's very easy. I already have my week 2 created in here. As a best practice, we actually recommend that you duplicate your assignments content page from week 1. The way you can do that is by clicking this vertical dotted line next to assignment, for example, and I'm going to click duplicate. Now the assignments duplication is already created for me. I'm going to now move this to week 2, for example, out in here. And then you can see by clicking this link that all of the layout is still the same. The reason why you want duplicate assignment is because just to keep the consistency, that you always have the overview, the guidelines, and the technical support information. Then from here on, all you need to do is just change the wording, the title. You put it in different title and change the overview, change the guidelines, change the technical support if you want, change all the settings, and then click save or save publish. So that's how you can modify or you can duplicate your assignments. And also, if you want to duplicate your group discussion, is the same way. All you need to do is just click duplicate, and it will duplicate somewhere in below. All you need to do from there on is just drag it to the bottom or to the other weeks, or if you want to use it in a different week. To create a brand new assignment discussion for the following week, for future week, it is also very easy. All you need to do is just go to that week. For example, I want to create a brand new discussion in my week 2. I'm going to click this plus button next to week 2, and then make sure that I change it to a discussion board, new topic, and then I'm going to name this into week 2. And then I'm going to indent it, I think, to make it similar, consistent with the others. And then I should have my weekly discussion created in here. So that is how you can create your week 2 from scratch, discussion board from scratch, where you can click edit, and then add in your information, the guidelines, and the rich content editor. Again, to create a brand new assignment from scratch, all you need to do is just click the plus button and change it to assignment, call it a new assignment, and add item. So that is how you can create a discussion assignment from scratch. Now I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint and see what's next on my list. I did talk about how to create discussion and also best practices, enable ability to allow students to attach files to discussion posts from the course settings. Also create a Canvas rubrics of discussion to generate original response to a prompt. Also, we recommend that you enable user must post before seeing replies. So I'm going to launch the poll again, and then just let me know when you're done if you want to participate in modifying your discussion page or creating your discussion page from scratch. So thank you all again for participating. I'm going to move on with this training. I think the last thing that I want to talk about to you all in this training is how to create a quiz, or you can modify your quiz. Let me go back to my PowerPoint again, and in my modules already have a quiz or exams, whatever you want to call it, created that you can modify. In Canvas, the term quiz and exam means the same thing. It's just the tools in Canvas is called quizzes. So I'm going to click my quiz. Already modified this quiz to require respondents logged on browser and webcam. All you need to do, I'm going to show you more about this. All you need to just click edit. And then I'm going to resize my rich content editor. And the first thing that you will see is the details section. You'll get this warning just because some students already play around and take my quiz and this training in my course. So you'll get this warning sign just saying that if you modify this, it will affect student responses. You can modify the guidelines. You can definitely change the title, the technical support, and etc. The quiz type is going to be a graded quiz, which is the most common one. There are also different settings that you can use and choose from, which is if you want to make this into practice quiz, a survey, a graded survey, or ungraded survey. The most common one is graded quiz or exams. And assignment group, I'm going to put it as quizzes. I'm going to shuffle all the answers. I'm going to put it as time limit 90 minutes. If you allow multiple attempts, this is where you put the settings, and you can keep the score to highest, latest, or average. Canvas will automatically calculate this for you automatically. If you require more than one attempts, this is also where you click it and change to 2, for example. If you don't allow multiple attempts because this is a high-stake exam, unclick that. So you don't need to click anything. The default is going to be always 1. So if you don't want your students to see the right answers or to check their response after they submit, to check which question they got it wrong, so you can check or uncheck this feature. Let students see their quiz responses. If you plan to show students the correct answers, you can actually show correct. Click this and then show correct answer at certain dates if you want, or hide it, and then also hide it after a certain time. Don't allow this only once or 8 times. There's also a feature where after they submit it, they can look at their quiz responses or exam responses only once. After they move out of their modules or quizzes, they can't go back in. They can go back in, but they are not going to be be able to see their quiz responses again. So show one question at a time. I've seen some faculty likes to enable this, where you only show your students to look at one question at a time. Enable that if you want. Require access code if you want to put a password in your quiz. Feel free to put the password. And filter IP address. You don't need to worry about this. And assign to everyone. If you want to assign to everyone or only certain students, put a due date. Always a best practice to put a due date, especially for quizzes and exams. And this is where you can use. I've seen majority of the faculty that you use the available from and until section because they want to make it available only for 2 hours on a certain date. For example, you can put in the date and the until date in here and the time here, and then click done. And again, if you have students with disability, you can put them and you can assign them to a different date, assignment due date, or you can extend the available from and until date to a more, instead of 2 hours, maybe 3 hours or so. And after you're done, always good idea to click save. And then, but I'm not going to do that right now because I have not finished talking about the quizzes. Now, this is where you put all the quiz details or your exam details. The next thing that you want to do is actually go to questions. This is where you can actually create your questions. Already have some of questions created in this exam or quiz. To add brand new questions, all you need to just click this add new questions, and then I'm going to label it as question number 4. And by clicking this drop-down menu, you'll see a lot of different varieties, quiz questions varieties. It can be multiple choice, which is the most common, true and false, fill in the blank, multiple answers, matching, formula questions, essay questions. You can also require your students to actually submit a file upload if you want. Or if you want to put a formula, a cheat sheet that students can use throughout the exam or quizzes, you can put text no questions and upload your cheat sheet, your formula in the text no question feature, using the text no question feature. This is where you put your question in this text box in the rich content editor. You can put in as, what is my favorite animal? Oops, I can't spell favorite animal, let's say. And then you can put in dog, cat, cow, maybe a horse, and you can change the possible answers. Whenever you see the arrow correct answers, you can change the correct answers. Now horse, and you can also put the feedback if you want. If they got it correctly, you can put the feedback of good job, for example, and then for if they got it wrong, you can put the feedback of try again. So anything in red, and so on. If you have, I'm going to update the questions now. Before you click save, always don't forget to click update the questions at the end. If you want to create another answer choice, instead of just A, B, C, and D, I can add another answer choices here and put in one more answer choices as turtle, maybe. And then always update the questions. And we'll have a different training again on how you can use responders to upload your exam questions, and also creating a question banks. That will be a separate training. You can also, if you have questions that are less than 25, you can actually show question details where you can make sure that all your answer choices are correct. And after this, I'm going to click Save. Now it should be saved. Usually it takes a while to save the questions. If it takes a while, don't worry about it. All you need to do is just click refresh. And then make sure that you already have your questions created in here, because you already updated the questions. It will still save the question. I'm going to click save again. Save. There we go. And then as a best practice, always preview the questions before you publish it. As this quiz has already been published and students already took my quizzes, I cannot unpublish it, but always preview it, make sure that it looks correct, and then you can try it and make sure that and submit quizzes to make sure that you get full score. And then that's it. I'm going to click back. And there will be a different training where we can talk more about how you can enable Responders Lockdown Browser and different LTIs that are available for you in Canvas. But I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint again and see where I did talk about quiz details, I did talk about quiz questions, I did talk briefly about question types, and also quiz best practices. To one thing that I did show you how to preview the quiz to maximize quiz integrity. Consider creating a question bank, maybe to shuffle the questions, because that feature is only available when you in question banks. There will be a separate training on how we can show you more about how you can create your question banks. I will pause for this last activity and launch a poll again, and let me know when you're done and ready to move on. Again, thank you all for participating. I'm going to go back to my PowerPoint, and we're at the end of this training. Again, thank you everyone for attending this training. We have other training opportunities that are available for you in the future, and also this week we have Canvas communication that is available soon. We also have create a course available. Use this training, create a course in Canvas available throughout this week, and also create assessment in Canvas also available. If there are things that you miss or need more information on, please go and attend our creating assessment in Canvas again, or ask us that questions in the virtual office hours or also at the end of this training. So other available resources, again, you can always go to LMS.TAMU.EDU to learn more about Canvas. And also, if you have access to Canvas, go to our take our Growing with Canvas self-paced course, where you can learn more anything about Canvas and watch the short videos at a much faster rate. You can learn Canvas at a much faster rate by taking the self-paced course. For more resources, again, we have virtual office hours available all week this week from 2 to 4 college station time. We also have YouTube channel and also Instagram channel at TAMU_innovation, and our YouTube channel, if you just search in the search bar TAMU Office for Academic Innovations. On both of the social media, we try to update the content daily or very frequently with small nuggets of information, of videos on how to do certain things in Canvas or Zoom or eCampus. Again, if you have any questions, you can put actually a ticket and send it to aihelp@tamu.edu. If you want to talk to a real person, you can also call us at 979-458-3417. Again, I thank you all for coming to this session. If you have any questions, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and end the recording, and we can have the question and answer session right now.